Steam Deck 2, huh? Van Gogh 2. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, my statement still stands, you know. If they're coming with a Steam Deck 2, one of their games has to be present. Yeah, that's more like it. Say what's up to to Valve Corporation. Yeah, Steam Deck 2, huh? Van Gogh 2. All right. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Mornings. Another beautiful day. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? I just woke up. Just woke up. And the first thing I did was went to video cards for a minute. I was looking through the news. I was about to check through the news, see what's happening. Then I'm gonna pick a title and just go. As soon as I got on video cards, I seen something about Intel, about their new open source software for their video cards. I'm like, And then I scroll down a little bit more, and I'm like, AMD Ryzen ZA2 said to be a Steam Deck Van Gogh APU. And let the games begin from them. The lights went off in my mind after I seen that. So yeah, good things come to those who wait, man. Steam Deck 2. Yeah. Okay, Valve, listen up, Valve Corporation. We need like a 8 point. We need like a 8 point. Now that the Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have an 8.4 inch screen, we need the Steam Deck 2 to have like an 8.5 inch screen. 8.5 and we're good. Between an 8.5, 8.3, somewhere around there. You know, because the One X has an 8.4. The Lenovo Legion Go is 8.8. So we need the Steam Deck 2 to have like an 8.5 inch screen. I'm just saying. That's just me though. Okay, let me get into this article here. Yeah, we need about like by the way, we need like about 64 gigs of RAM in the Steam Deck, you know. I mean, the modders can get the original Steam Deck right now to do like 32 gigs of RAM. So we need that plus another, say about 48 gigs of RAM, 64 somewhere, one of the two, and we're good. Yeah, and we need a 2 terabyte of storage model. We do need that. We need a 2 terabyte storage model Steam Deck. Yeah. You know, but anyway, I'm sitting there getting all excited here. But anyway, yeah, this article just like, yeah, just blew my mind. I was like, wow, that's more like it. So that means earlier this year when they said GTA 6 and Half-Life 3 gonna be the two biggest game ever. Could it be that Half-Life 3 is coming out this year? Just saying. I'm just saying. But anyway, let me get into this article. It says here, AMD Van Gogh AMD Van Gogh coming to Ryzen Z2 series. At this point, it's easier to say what the Z2 series does not include. It says Few, the hardware leaker who revealed the AMD plans for an update to the Ryzen Z2 series, is now claiming that one of the SKUs leaked 2 weeks ago is actually based on a much older silicon design. Ryzen Z2 series are AMD's processor for gaming handheld. The company has included several architectures in the series, including the RAM brand, Hongpoint, Strix Point. It now seems that AMD is planning to add 2 more SKUs to Ryzen AI Extreme. The latter appears to be an update to Strix Point. Now an enabled NPU AI processor, the Z2A, was a mystery until now. Hong claims that the Z2A is actually based on the Steam Deck APU codenamed Van Gogh. This is a 4-core Zen 2 APU with 4 compute units based on RDNA 2 architecture. This means that alongside the Ryzen Z2 G, there could be another RDNA 2 APU for the handheld. It says worth noting is that just before the Ryzen Z2 was announced, we shared one of those slides from an official presentation. This led Valve engineers to confirm that there were no plans to launch a Steam Deck with Ryzen Z2 series. However, it now seems that the situation may be other way around. Other than handhelds may receive the DAC APU just under an official marketing name. And then it says AMD Ryzen Z2 processors. It shows the Lenovo Legion Go, and it says it shows the Asus ROG Ally. It shows the Steam Deck. It shows significant and growing TAMs, more OEMs adding designs in the market, battery life, software, and performance leadership. It says here AMD Ryzen Z series platform is growing, but it's starting to get crowded, and there is no easy way to decode these names. The A, the G, and Extreme variants all have different specs. The current Z2 lineup includes Zen 2, Zen 3, Zen 4, and Zen 5 CPU architecture, as well as RDNA 2, RDNA 3, and RDNA 3.5. They need to go RDNA 4 and designs. There is no release date yet for either Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme or Z2A. However, the former is set to be coming to MSI Claw series, while the latter may be planned for some Steam OS system, given the optimization for the SoC and on the gaming centric operating system. And then it shows let's see, the Ryzen Z1 video cards as like a chart. It shows video card, silicon, CPU core, graphics, NPU. Shows the Ryzen Z1, and this is AMD Phoenix 2, 64X Zen 4/C, 4X RDNA 3 Radeon 740M, and then NPU is X, and then Ryzen Z1 Extreme, AMD Phoenix 8X Zen 4, 12X RDNA CPU, Radeon 780M, and then that's an X, and then Ryzen Z2 Rembrandt 8X Zen 3 Plus, 12 RDNA 2 CUs, RDNA 680X, and then Ryzen Z2 again, AMD Hotpoint 8X Zen 4, 12 RDNA CUs, Radeon 780MX, and then Ryzen Z2A, AMD Van Gogh 4X Zen 2, 8X RDNA 2X, and then Ryzen Z2 Extreme, AMD Strix Points 8X Zen 5, 16X RDNA 3 CUs, Radeon 8090M X, and then Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, Strix Point, question mark, 8X Zen 5/C, and then 16 RDNA 3.5 CUs, and Radeon 8090M and XDNA 2. So the two that's highlighted in black is the Z2A and the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme. Yeah. So AMD is what you call it? You know, maybe those two are the Steam Deck are the specs for the Steam Deck 2. Yeah. So that's the end of the article. But now the question is, which one? You know, which one is? Remember, I even talked about a Van Gogh number 2. You know, I talked about this weeks ago. So we got 20 comments here. So it says here, I'm waiting for a Zen 6 LP core, 8X plus 8 cores 4X4 plus 8X UDNA2 and dual channel 10,000 megahertz LPDDR5X 24 gigs or 32 gigs, right? And so Brio said this must be the 20 watt Ares Plus. And then Rami said, just give me a Z2 Extreme in a ROG Ally and I'll be happy. And then Dio said this, you will get it this fall. Be prepared to pay $1,200 for the Strix Point. And then Warrior said this, I'm hoping that RDNA Z2 Extreme is in the case. Hopefully something beyond Z2 Extreme. At least give varied options. I'd be very interesting to hold on for a minute. Oh man, someone's at the door here. Hold on for a minute. Someone's at the door here. Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, let me. No, I'll wait. Anyway, it says here. It says Warrior says this. I'm hoping for an RDNA 4 Z2 Extreme in the case. If hopefully something beyond Z2 Extreme, then at least AMD very option. I'd be very interested. Intel's updated offering in this space. Nvidia willingness or not to have their rumored ARM processor address this market. And then Sozo said this. We don't even have a Z2E on the market yet. Hoping for RDNA 4 on a Z series. Yeah, that's more better. At least for now. We don't even know if AMD planned for RDNA 4 on a mobile platform or even their flagship Halo Strix uses RDNA 3.5. And it says, who's this? And then Spec Home said this. I remember reading that the next gen APU with the Zen 6 would stick to RDNA 3.5 rather than RDNA 4. I think it was leaked rather than official information, but that seems more reliable, more than sketchy rumors. And then FSR said this. Problem is, if they want to go with 4 cores, they are basically limited to Zen 2s and Zen 3s, and newer have 8 cores CCDs, and no one wants to waste half of a chip on disabled cores. This real question is anyone still pushing out 4-core CPUs? And then Jack said this. Mobile doesn't use CCDs. Monolith. It's a Monolith. And then who is this? Marcin said that. He said what's going on? Who's making these decisions to push to the market some old architecture? And then Warrior said this. More than anything, AMD needs to start proving RDNA 4 using APUs current gen more than anything else. Some worrisome they're milking RDNA 2 like this is in 2025. Hopefully the Switch 2 uses DLSS 2 for pretty decent results despite old NVIDIA GPU text underneath. Encourage them. RDNA 2 was, after all, it was felt like a GPU generation behind in the first place. Yeah. And then Victor said this. Switch 2 GPU is very weak and most games will not use DLSS. Shows 40 FPS as it takes too much performance. May not even. I was hopefully for DLSS on Switch 2, but none of the games shown off. None of the games shown off have it. And then Victor said this. Switch to no, wait a minute. Warrior said this. Switch 2 is a console portable versus PC portable, so it was never intended to be an impressive powerhouse in comparison. It does uses DLSS and ray tracing, which NVIDIA unsurprisingly did not shy away from announcing. And then it would be odd not to use it for its lofty 4K use when decked. For example, I don't follow your it takes too much performance. DLSS uses lower power and native resolution, enabling more performance. And then Victor said this. Here's a Twitter thread explaining why DLSS is too performance. And he leave the link. And then who is this? Not said this. So it will be plain It says it will be plain garbage. Then since it won't have the deck special software optimization, maybe it will be somewhat good for somewhat good of Valve, mainly for indie games and light emulation, assuming the handheld have it are priced below 300. And then AK said this. They'll likely be sold in devices with SteamOS already installed as default. And then Normie said this. The Destroyer. Van Gogh chips actually beats out Z1 Extreme or Z2 under extreme low performance scenarios, so it's a pretty good option. Then Victor comes back. He says, if I want a Van Gogh handheld, I'll just buy the Steam Deck. The main thing that other handheld offers over Steam is performance. If that is equal, I'm sure no other company can build a better handheld than the Steam Deck at its price. And then Lazy said this, and that's what feeds the used market with a lot of these devices. Steam Deck's success is split between strategic decision to use 800p as an absolute max current APU can handle, and comfortable performance at extreme lower power level. Of course, the execution was really well done with all the tiny user experience touch, but as long as a handheld copy market based on higher pixel count, AI, and performance based on 30-watt design, they will fail to reach the deck's success level. And then Warrior comes back. The AI and higher pixel count bit is a confusing as PPL pursued is what usually necessary for good sharpness for a particularly sized screen. Plus AI enhanced capability usually enables for better performance than what the Steam Deck is capable of, and that AMD will absolutely do more moving forward. Their collaboration with Sony and RDNA 4 seems that, including incompatibilities with older RDNA GPUs, they must reluctant despite Intel's, Microsoft, Sony, and Nvidia being aligned on AMD's approach, being sub-optimal with hardware acceleration. Yeah, and those are the comments. So, well, Valve with a the Van Gogh is one of the Z2 series. Is the Van Gogh is is one of let me go back up here. It says the Van Gogh is between the Z2A AMD Van Gogh 4X Zen 2 8X RDNA 2 or the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme Strix Hawkpoint 8X Zen 5 16 RDNA 3.5 CUs and Radeon 890M XDNA 2. I mean, on the last one, I think they should have went with RDNA 4 instead of 3.5. I'm just saying, just go all in. But but we don't know, we won't know the final result of this, until Valve announced the Steam Deck 2, So right now it's just up in the air. So let's take this information with a grain of salt. But I mean, this is good news for the Steam Deck for Steam Deck 2. But the question is, which CPU, GPU is it going to be using? But I mean, video cards, they got two highlighted. But for right now, it's like, which one is it going to use? That's the real question. So, and of course, pricing is involved. But yeah, but the little hints that Valve was dropping since the year started. I mean, improving the Steam store, little Half-Life leaks here and there, even the one yesterday. News about Half-Life 3 and GTA 6 might be the two biggest games this year. And now this. Yeah. Get your pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, $1 bill ready. $1 bill, $5 bill ready for this one. So yeah, the Steam Deck 2, man, it's coming. That's for sure. So yeah, this looks interesting, man. This looks pretty interesting. But the question on the chart that I'm looking at, which one, or is the Van Gogh a separate CPU from all this? The Van Gogh number 2 may have separate specs from different from all this. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy that. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars, Dark Thing, for Dark Tech. I'm gone. Peace.